Hello everyone, my name is Ian. Welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel in brief book and film reviews. It's been just short of probably about a month since the last time I was on. I've been really busy and that I really don't get a chance. I actually read the first book there. I think it was the first 10 pages of a book there in about 3 weeks, and I've been so busy in that, so I haven't had time really to come online and that, but I made a bit of time today on a Sunday to come online and just give a review to this iconic artist, someone that I hold dear to my heart, and that because of the level of genius that he was as a musician and stuff. And that this album is actually called The Genius by Ray Charles. It's an album that was brought out by the PRISM Leisure CD makers, and it has over 36 songs on it. You see there at the back, 36 songs on it. Ray Charles, what can I say about him? Legendary in his field when it comes to being a pure musician, and that, you know, obviously Ray was a bit like Stevie Wonder. God loved him. He had, I think he developed glaucoma from when he was a child, and he didn't have good eyesight at all. If not, I think he was actually blind completely. So he obviously improvised, really listen to the tone of the music and stuff, and that through the years and stuff. And I remember watching his film, Ray Charles, the film on Ray Charles. I can't remember what the exact name of it is, but it's about Ray Charles. I think there's only ever one. It was a Hollywood movie. I think Jamie Foxx, the Hollywood artist, and that he played him, and he actually played a really good part in that. They actually look kind of similar. I thought in that. Well, the young Ray Charles obviously looked very similar to Jamie Foxx, and that with the glasses, especially when I put the glasses, the jawline and stuff. That really did it very well on that. Probably Jamie Foxx's best movie, and Jamie Foxx has been in a lot of good movies. But getting back to Ray Charles, phenomenal. You know, he was just an architect in the jazz, the blues, the gospel. He even dipped into the country as well, country music, country and western music and stuff like that. And he was just worked with many people. His inspiration would have been, I think, people like Nat King Cole, and then he would have collaborated with, there's so many artists he would have collaborated in that, you know, like so Willie Nelson. I think he collaborated with Elvis as well, the Rat Pack, all these people and stuff and that, and just a phenomenal artist. And that he had on his first album, I think he had 3 number ones. One of them was my favourite song that actually Willie Nelson, speaking of him, actually went on to do a cover. It was called Georgia on My Mind. And if you listen to him, he's very good. There's a lot of soul and that. When you listen to the old artists and stuff and that, you know, like I'm 44 now at the moment and that, and I feel blessed to be on this earth and that, you know, at this age. And I'm one of those, in my age groups is one of those, like I was listening to Crowded House this morning, Don't Dream It's Over, and I was listening to the words and the instrumentals of them, and I was thinking, wow, like them guys in the 80s, they were just so good. Like they were actually musicians and stuff. I know I went on to the stereophonics and stuff later on years with the keyboards and stuff like that, and it moved up in the 80s. Pet Shop Boys around about late 80s, 80s, 90s, things started to go more into the dance kind of stuff and that changing. But there was still some good songs written back at that time as well. But in the 80s for me was the last era where musicians really kind of like just give you absolute masterpieces. People like Meatloaf and stuff, and different genres as well, and genres. And Ray Charles, you know, his time, you know, from the, we say from the 60s to 70s and that, you know, like even early 80s and that, he was just phenomenal and that, he really was. And he was a proper musician and that, you know, like someone like Waylon Jennings, who I've covered before. Otis Redding was a fantastic musician because he was such a gifted, talented singer as well. And just all of these, they were all great musicians and stuff. People like Elvis and that. People say, oh, Elvis was like kind of poppy kind of stuff. Well, just listen to the stuff that he put out there, and he played the guitar and that. I think he even played the piano as well. But there's so many good ones out there and that, you know. Yeah, so Ray Charles, like such a really gifted artist and that. So for all the young people that are watching this and that, like, you just go online and just put in Ray Charles greatest hits and just sit there at night time and just, you know, chill out and really appreciate this guy as an artist, and that he was phenomenal, and that, you know, he really was. I remember reading watching the film, and that he was talking about like he could hear the birds and stuff tweeting and stuff, and he learned the rhythmic sounds and that from when they were tweeting and stuff, and the music really brought him to life and stuff. And because you have to remember, like if you're blind like Stevie Wonder as well, you can't see nothing, so your biggest asset is your ears. And what brings your life, what brings you life with other people is the music. You know, think about it. You couldn't see, close your eyes, you can't see. What's going to bring you? You can hear people talking and saying stuff all day, but you're not being engaged, involved in that conversation. But with music, we're on an equal playing field, you know. And you know, he really would just excel himself, and that for someone who was in his position with his eyes and stuff, and learning, like, I mean, you could see there, you know, learning the saxophone as well and stuff, and that. Sitting on top of the wall, Kiss on My Baby, Confession Blues, Baby Let Me Hold Your Hand, Someday, The Ego Song, Why Did You Go, Misery in My Heart, Ain't That Fine. But he just, oh man, like the songs that he put out were just phenomenal. They're so catchy and quirky and stuff and that, you know. And even Billy Joel said about him that he was more important than Elvis, you know. He wouldn't be too far short of that, because it was such a great them days. You know, when you listen to music now and that, you know, you're in your car and you're going to work, whatever, you're dropping your kids at school or whatever, and you put on the radio, they either do two things. They either don't play music because they love to hear themselves talk all the time, or two, they're basically you know, it's just like pussy crack shit cock, oh stick my jazz up your hole and all that, like it's like, what is that? And you know, you expected, I mean, some of the radios should be like shut down for the stuff that they put on the radio and that, because they don't realize that, I don't know whether most of them don't have kids or whatever, they don't kind of realize there's a lot of young just this jockeys out there and they don't have kids themselves and that, you know, like, and there's not older ones that kind of don't really care, whatever. But you have your kid in your car and your kid is listening to that, and they're listening to, you know, they're asking you, you know, daddy, what's this, what's ass, big booty call or something, and like that, to me, all that stuff, there's a time and place for it and that, but it's garbage, you know, like it's garbage and that, you know, like you can't enjoy it. I'm not talking like, and I'm an old guy now and whatnot, and I've had my day and whatnot. I just genuinely saying, like, the music, if you could learn to appreciate the songs back then, and know the quality of them and that, you know, a lot of people, and just sit down and listen to them and really appreciate them and that, and you actually took time to play an instrument and that, you probably wouldn't be listening to a lot of the crap that's on the radio, which kind of auto tuning and stuff and that, where artists' voice have been uh, um, flowed out in a different sound and make it sound a little bit better and that. Don't get me wrong, some really good hits and stuff out there still to this day, but the majority of the stuff and that is not musical, like they're not musicians and stuff and that, you know, they're just kind of put together, thrown together pop bands up, like rock stuff and that, you know, and a lot of them obviously don't write their own stuff, they have ghostwriters for them and stuff, so they're not real, I wouldn't class them as musicians and that. A musician is someone who actually gets out there, play, you know, and it's called a, you know, long live his memory and that. I think he died in 2004, and but his music will forever live on and that. So that's me anyway for the end of for this week, and I hope all goes well with everyone during this week, and that's Sunday today. Stay blessed, stay positive. Cold weather coming up. It's 4th of December today, so I hope everyone has a beautiful Christmas season. Remember, Christmas is time for Jesus, the season of Jesus, so don't go too crazy on the shopping and stuff and that, you know, leave yourself a few quid for the new year and what have you and that, you know, and remember, that's the real reason. So yeah, anyway, let you go, take it easy, all the best, God bless, bye bye.